everybody, welcome to the Soulful Soul. My name is Gladys, and this is a pick a card reading for the full moon in the sign of new moon in the sign of Scorpio. We are in Scorpio season. I'm going to do the Celtic cross, which I haven't done in a while, and your choices. I've pre-chosen your cards, chakra cards, and then these from the Herbal Astrology Oracle. So group 1 has Carnelian, group 2 is Pyrite, and group 3 is Selenite. So take a moment and make your choices, and you'll see me in your reading. Welcome back, group 1. Your cards are Amanita, Conduit. So like this feeling of being guided, of something coming through you, you know, maybe even a message that you are needing to hear, and it could be this reading could even be talking about your purpose or what you're wanting to do in life. And I think with the solar plexus here, it's related to your sense of self-worth, right? We'll come back to that one. It looks really lovely. So beneath the deck, you have the success card. And perhaps for you, this idea of success is steps, you know, group 1, because you have the star beneath that and it's in reverse. So don't just look at the outcome, the long-term goal as the success, you know. It will only be success if it looks like this. Celebrate the interim steps, you know. Celebrate the little successes as well. Because they are not that full thing doesn't mean that they're not happening, right? In the near past, you have the Daughter of Cups in the reverse. Maybe this feeling battered and bruised by love, but I just want to say that there's looks like a huge change here, because you have the Ace of Cups, like a new beginning in love in the outcome. And you have the Wheel of Fortune in what's going on in your physical environment, you know. So it's looking very positive. Really is. You have, at the center, you have the Fool, right? And the Fool is crossed by the Eight of Coins, sorry. So like this wanting to take a risk on something, you know what I feel this is? Group 1, almost like you're giving up on something and you're wanting to move somewhere else, because you are not seeing the victories as victories. This in between victories, they are victories as well. That's the sense that I'm getting here. Conduit. And this also feels like this Eight of Coins energy working. And yeah, I need to think about this conduit. Maybe it makes sense to you. Maybe you've been getting this word conduit, you know, like I'm a conduit. I'm something for something to pass through towards something else, you know. It could be like maybe you are a medium, you know, something like that. Well, let's see. So beneath the deck, you get the High Priestess, which is about your intuition. And yes, wow. So it feels to me like a deeply psychic person here. That's here, like there's a message or messages that are coming through, and that maybe you need to trust them. And maybe they have been preceded by this feeling of heartbreak, tower falling, maybe even like a relationship has crumbled and it's led you inward. You know, often it's the things, the unpleasant things or the unexpected things that lead us inward, you know, towards our spiritual selves or our personal growth, you know. Around you is the Two of Wands. I feel like there's a partnership coming in. look at how they are linked to each other, like two people maybe who have been hurt, healing, and their healing leads them to each other. Partnership could also talk about something else, but with the cups here and there's this card of celebration again. This one does talk about friendships, but something's worth celebrating, I feel. Within the near future, you have the Chariot, and it suggests not rushing, or that any rushing is curtailed in a way. That almost like you need to deal with this pain, this tower. Stay there, because there are lessons in that, and I think that's where the High Priestess comes in as well. Let's see. This is the Ace of Cups again, with the Creator. You might be dealing with the fire sign. Nice. And here you have the Knight of Swords in the Knight of Wands in the reverse, saying, you don't have to rush. You really, it's not there's no rush. Yeah. Okay. So this hurt, this pain, whatever this was in the past, has been such a great teacher for you. It's taught you something. Maybe you've even mastered a skill because of this. Maybe even mastered an emotion or something. It could be like addiction, having mastered that because of some pain that you experienced. It could have even driven you deeper into that addiction, almost, so that you could hit rock bottom and heal that. But it's taught you something so beautiful, almost like irreversible. And you need to trust that. But I'm also feeling the sense of, I don't like to... I'm very wary of saying things that blow things up, it's so easy for me to do that. But I think that if you know that you've been called, you will know that. But for me, it's about humility. It's not about the spiritual path has to be about humility, like even if you are called to something, that you have the humility to be conscious of what that means, the onus that it places on you to be careful with your words and your actions. And that's why I'm careful with my words, because I could tell you something and you're not ready. Or I could pump people up. Let me give you an example, Group 1, because I feel you'll understand this. See, I've been on the spiritual path for a long, long time. And even now, I'm so questioning of it, simply because I've seen what has happened, how people just take it for granted, and people can say any manner of fucking things, or like, this twin flame thing was just raving, say 2014, 2015. And I saw someone post after tarot. It was before I started reading online. And this person, it was around the time of when Standing Rock was a big thing, and this woman said, if we just go and I feel like we, as so-called twin flames or spiritually so-called enlightened, just go and stand, we will heal, we'll sort out all the problems. Now, the fucking arrogance of that, to think that you, maybe even as, I think it was a white person, but you as a Westerner, a person with privilege, just because you think you're a twin flame or you think you are enlightened, have a right to think that you can solve indigenous people's problems just by your presence. And those people, those First Nations people, have been there, have followed spiritual traditions way before we even knew about them. It's part of their lineage, And so that's what I'm saying. We have to walk in utter humility. That is my belief. And so, Group 1, I'm kind of saying to you, if you feel this to me is something about either being called or either learning a very practical lesson. If you feel that you are being called on some spiritual healership, know it in your heart, feel it in your heart, and listen to my message, please, to walk in utter humility, because we are but conduits. We are not the message. We are not the be-all and end-all, and we still have lessons constantly to learn. And I suppose that's what the solar plexus reminds us of, that, the solar plexus can speak about an inflated ego as well, as one that is deflated, as one that is undernourished. So think about that, my dear group ones, and I feel that if this message is for you, you will know it, and you will feel what I'm saying. And then you have the Fool and laziness at the center. This laziness, it's the Nine of Cups. It's independence. It's feeling sated. And maybe it is the guidance, because it has come up in this Osho Zen as laziness. It talks about having reached a peak, but feeling so full that you don't want to move. But let me just see what it's, let me think about it, group one. It's this message that's come up again. Sit before you move, feel whatever's going on, engage with it, embrace it, be with it before you move forward, is my feeling here. And here's this thing about the past, all this hard work. It's kind of like sit and think about how far you've come. Just sit with it. Just sit with it. This morning I did what I haven't done in a long time. It's just sat outside and did one of the exercises that I've learned. And it's kind of in my book. Well, it is in my book, but I learned it somewhere else. And I can't remember the person that I learned from, where I'd read it. And that's the thing, and I talk about it often here, is that just sitting and engaging your senses. So that's what I did, and maybe you need to do that. It's almost like the lessons need to be infiltrate your physical body. Your reading is so deep, group one. I'm really loving this. And then the Wheel of Fortune with the Understanding card in reverse. This is the King of Cups. But it's in reverse, right? But it is saying that same thing. Just sit still. There's a huge shift going on, but it needs you to sit still and listen to the lessons. Look back. Just sit with it, There's no rush. And with the High Priestess, you get the Rebirth card, which feels like the Wheel of Fortune, though it's the Ten of Swords. It talks about the worst being over. And it's so appropriate because it's linked to the High Priestess, this inner wisdom, this guidance, that this path, this painful path, whatever it was, has led you to some kind of inner wisdom, inner growth, and it's guided you to a point, just this point of success, which is maybe not that end goal that you envisage, but it is worthy of success, worthy of celebration, but more than that, it's worthy of sitting with. And look at this, with the Tower, you have the Nine of Swords, which is before the Ten of Swords. So there is this shift. You might be feeling the Tower moment, feeling this shake, rattle and roll, and feeling the morning, and maybe that's it. Maybe the sitting with is experiencing. It's experiencing whatever you're needing to experience. Don't run away from it, because there's gold in them there hills, Maybe, the Carnelian might be a reminder to ground yourself. Carnelian is also associated with the sacral chakra, creativity, your sensuality, your sense of meaning in the world, is what I'm feeling. So maybe work with Carnelian, or get yourself Carnelian, or do play games with the sacral chakra. I know you got the solar plexus, but the sacral is jumping out to me, this pleasure. Feeling pleasure in the mundane. And taking that time out to sit with the senses, sit with the even the pain, if there is pain. And then the two of wands with the 6 of swords in the reverse. And here it talks about burden. So I feel like something, this burden, this whatever chaotic thing coming to an end. And then in the near future, you have the Chariot and integration in reverse. The Temperance and, well, the Chariot, which is Cancer and Sag. Yeah. Let's see. You do have Cancer there again. Yeah, that's it. Maybe Pisces. So let me think about this. Oh, so this is integration. And the Chariot is about moving forward. So even if you're not seeing movement forward, in fact, your reading seems to be suggesting sitting still. Because it's almost like the time for movement is coming. So, but you need to sit still and integrate whatever the lessons are. And you have the sense of a celebration and rightness, the 9 of coins. Wow, I feel like there's a huge thing to celebrate, right? There's a sense of independence that you need to sit with. Like you've reached a milestone and now you need to sit with it. And even if that celebration is within, or with maybe you have a very small group that supports each other, celebrate with that group. But it feels like a soft celebration, like a deep celebration, inward celebration. And then look at this, Ace of Cups, and the what? Sorry, no, okay. It's the King of Coins, King of Wands. I thought it was the Ace of Coins for a second, or Ace of Wands. No, 2 aces, and this King. So it feels, and they're both the Ace of Cups, that there's a new beginning in love, maybe with a fire sign. Or, Sag is also a fire sign, but even Cancer showing up there. But so it is possible that for some of you this has been a relationship thing, but relationship things can also lead us inward to our own spiritual journey, to our own spiritual process, our own beckoning. Let me just say that, So I'm leaving this here, group 1, and hoping that it's helped you in some way, and that it's read your story, and that you will take account of all the advice that has been shared. And I send you lots of love, group 1. Please won't you share and like, subscribe if you haven't, and help me grow my channel by giving me a like, and all that kind of thing. And I'll chat with you again soon. Bye. Welcome back, group 2. You chose the Pyrite here, Fool's Gold, but which I associate with money and well, let's see what your reading doesn't seem to suggest that, although it might be related to concerns about money. You have your 2 cards are Mandrake, Sensuality, and Solar Plexus Chakra, which is interesting. Group 1 got the Solar Plexus, and then I mentioned the Sacral. So this is about the Sacral Chakra and the Solar Plexus. So there's something here, group 2, about your feeling of worth, your sense of self-worth. Maybe the need to celebrate your body more. I feel like reading about Mandrake from the book. Let me do that, because there might be a message there for you, here for you. Okay, let's see. The botanical name comes from the ancient Greek leon for lion and ura for tail, referring to the plant's leaves which resemble a lion's tail. Cardicea, okay, let me read this again. The botanical name Leonurus cardicea, cardiaca, comes from the ancient Greek leon for lion and ura for tail, referring to the plant's leaves which resemble a lion's tail. Cardiaca pertains to the herb's actions on the heart. As a whole, the name translates to lion-hearted, a term that speaks to motherwort's action on the physical cardiovascular system and the emotional spiritual heart. Motherwort has a strong history of use in both Europe and Asia and is associated with aiding mothers and women. Many cultures have used motherwort to honor their goddesses of fertility because of the herb's association with Venus and the moon. It was considered a protective plant, especially useful in spells to guard pregnant women and their unborn children from envy or evil air. It was often planted around the home or hung from doorways, as it was said to keep away unwanted guests, both physical and supernatural. Motherwort was either smoked or burned to use for smoke cleansing, as it would drive bad spirits out of the house. Many species of motherwort were used for heart protection and for counter magic to reverse a curse. This is so beautiful. Japanese folklore tells of a town where the main water source was a stream fed by rainwater trickling through hills of motherwort. The inhabitants of the village drank daily from the stream and were bestowed with extraordinarily long life, up to 130 years old. Ancient Greeks used motherwort to treat anxiety, depression, heart palpitations, and nervousness in pregnant women. In traditional Chinese medicine, motherwort is used to invigorate the blood. Guidance, like the radiance of a lion's heart, motherwort's energy builds inner trust and confidence. The lion-hearted motherwort is representative of the beauty we possess when we own the power of our gifts and creativity. The goddess sits centered as the lion leans on her in a state of peaceful delight, symbolizing the unwavering faith we must keep as we transcend old fears. Venus, her planetary ruler, is like a midwife to our happiness, channeling how we accept and transmit our heart's desires. Find new ways to facilitate creativity that honor and reveal your passions and strength. Devote yourself to the fertility of your gifts and courageously accept your divine destiny. So, wow, that's very beautiful. So, for me, this is like a message about your sense of self and your sense of your physical self, as well as your sense of self-worth. And maybe you tie them up together. Maybe you feel less worthy because of something you see as lesser than in your physical self. Group 2. Let's see. We have in the near past the Magician in reverse. So some place where you felt you had no power. You felt that the power was taken away from you. And let's see as we unravel. Ace of Cups talks again about the sense of self-worth and of standing up for yourself. So group 2, I'm going to ask you here, is there a place where you are not owning your power? And maybe that's why Mandrake has come, is to remind you that you do have, that you are stronger than you think, Maybe, with the 8 of Wands here and the 7 of Wands, there's something you're not speaking up about because maybe you feel you're afraid of the consequences because you're not believing in yourself enough. And yet I feel the Magician showing up as telling you that you do need to believe in yourself. Don't be afraid of rocking the boat. If you need to speak up for yourself, speak up for yourself. That's what I feel the message is. Now, it could be in work, it could be in a relationship of some sort, but it feels like to me you're not honoring. Please re-listen to the message, because I think it's very powerful. It's kind of like embracing your beauty, your physical beauty, as well as looking at how the one affects the other, and acknowledging that so that you can move beyond it, that this does not have to, what you think or perceive yourself to be, it's almost like your sense of self-worth is tied up with that. Like you might see something in yourself physically that you look down on, yes, because of society's dictates, but we need to confront those and challenge them within ourselves, right? And then you have another 8, almost like this infinity, like reflecting each other, right? And they're both in reverse, almost like there's a stuckness group too. And let's see when we get the clarifiers, because but also, sorry, the 8 of Swords here can also, because it's in the reverse, can speak about you beneath the surface. So this is what's going on physically, this need. There's something stuck. There's something where you're not speaking up for yourself or not showing up for yourself. It could even be the words you tell yourself about your worth. That's very powerful. But beneath the surface, what's going on where you can't see in the unconscious is the 8 of Swords. Something is freeing itself. Something is ready to be rebirthed. Group 2. There's this beautiful thing that's emerging. And I think it requires you to stand up for yourself. You have another ace here, the Ace of Swords. Wow, and you have the Emperor. I thought it was the Empress for a second. It's actually the Emperor. This is you. So perhaps you have been in masculine mode, however you identify, you have been in this maybe judgmental mode of yourself. But you can also, this is upright, you can use this as your sense of self-worth, because there's a strong and beautiful person here showing up. But there's something maybe about your feminine side that you're not accepting. Maybe you're not accepting your sweet, soft side. And that's a beautiful side of you. We all need both. And I thought about the infinity. Wow, that is what, look at that. It's like you've been trapped only in masculine mode, which you have a beautiful sense of your masculine self, I feel. In this time, it's not forever. It's not, but there's something about you. It could even be something like having to fend for yourself and having to build something on your own. It's created the sense of strong masculine, but maybe you are erring too much in the logical side. It's beautiful. It's there to support you, and it's showing up in the upright, and it's showing up in you, right? So honor that, but don't let it divorce you from, or like make you reject this beautiful soft side of you. That's a beautiful message, group 2. You have the Ace of Swords, which I'm feeling is clarity. It's in the reverse, but there's your infinity. So there's definitely something about embracing the masculine and feminine, like bringing more harmony. And I think it's to do with the way you have viewed maybe you put down your feminine side. And that is a societal thing, that we honor what is male more than we honor what is female, We have placed too much value on all things that we see as masculine, whether it's intellect or academia or numbers or men or masculinity, And I think you're being guided right now at this moment to embrace your beautiful sensuality, your beautiful divine feminine. I would be so interested I would be so excited with this, if I drew the Empress or something about the feminine. Gosh. Yeah, so there's some way you need to embrace some aspect of yourself that you have rejected, and it's a feminine aspect of yourself. So it might be curves, It might be something that society has said is not good, like gentleness or kindness, or yeah, just think what you, it might be physical. I feel that it's physical, right? But it could also be something like kindness, what you associate with femininity. But you think about that. Where are you putting yourself down in something that you would consider feminine? And that's the thing that you are needing to integrate. And you have the high priestess around you, because, my dear hearts, it's almost like this is blocking you from hearing something that you need to hear. And maybe that's why the Ace of Swords could be in reverse, that there's some message that wants to come through, but maybe you're blocking it because you're not valuing some aspect of yourself. And it's not punishment, it's more like there's a message there for you in that embracing of that side of you. And then you have the Seven of Cups in the reverse. And I love the Seven of Cups. It's almost like, look at this cup facing down. These, it's the first time I'm seeing this as the ancestors, and that's you honoring yourself, honoring the light within you that they have shared with you, reaching towards the sun. Oh, love that. And then you have death in reverse here. Let me see. It's like, now there is a similar message here. Just one message that's similar. Group 1 was asked to stay where they are, and I think you are also asked to really stay with this message. These are powerful messages, really powerful messages. And perhaps it's because they are coming in the season of Scorpio, deep Scorpio. So beneath the deck you have, past lives. This is the Moon card in this deck. But, wow, gosh, man. I guess partly when I was reading this message, so much was bombarding me that I didn't even articulate. So I was feeling here, right? The moon, the ancestors facing the moon, almost like that's the depths, right? And they're facing the moon, they're almost like bringing that insight to us, which the moon is about, right? Even that, almost like the high priestess revealing itself. And there's the sun, like sitting with this and listening to them so that we can reveal, hear what they have to show. That comes in the form of an insight, with the Ace of Swords there. Come on. I want the dragon to burn for you, to smoke for you. Group 2. Say, come on, dragon. And so this is like, gosh, so this is reminding me of the sit with. And there's the Six of Cups as well, showing up. Sit with your ancestors, dear hearts. I felt guided yesterday to light candles for my mum and dad, still alive. But I've got a beautiful picture of them. I'm going to share that with you. You're reading. And it just helped clear something for me. The feeling. It felt very light after that. So maybe you are needing to honor them and sit with whatever the messages are they're bringing to you about this beautiful divine feminine and this thing of mandrake. Okay, but in the near past you have the Magician and the Rebirth card. Like the worst is over. So whatever's happening, that's also a 1, right? So this is like death and a rebirth. And maybe you've been learning something about your own magicianhood, your own abilities, your own agency. Group 1 and 2, sorry. With the Ace of Cups you have beyond illusion. Gosh, so whatever happened, the sense of self-worth, or this way you've been curtailing your beautiful divine feminine, is it's okay, it's all okay, but there's a shift happening, there's a rebirth. Maybe, my dear hearts, a rebirth of the divine feminine within you. Maybe you are, this is guidance for you to see what that divine feminine can be or is, how she wants to show up for you and within you. And then the standing up for yourself, the showing up. Okay. I feel like you have been showing up. You've been trying hard. You've been trying hard to create this abundance. But maybe it has been a hard road for you, group 2. I do feel something is shifting here with the Beyond Illusion. That's a judgment card, that there's a rebirth happening. But it's about you. And this is the King of Coins. Yeah? Maybe you have been focusing on the masculine side of things, and here you have the Queen of Coins. Wow. Oh, messages coming through here, and it's in reverse, right? So this is your journey, my dear hearts, at the moment, is to, what have you been doing that's not working, that has been very masculine? Drive, go, do, think, write, speak. I don't know, but it's tough stuff. And there's nothing wrong with the divine masculine. It just feels to me like you've been erring in that way, almost pushing against the tide. And maybe you're being guided now to embrace a softer side in what this thing is that you're doing, whether it's love, a project, work. Maybe you've been pushing, even studies. Even studies, maybe you have been trying to study in a very Western, like masculine kind of a way. I have to do this. I have to prove myself. I have to be a doctor. I have to be a whatever professional. Actually, I am this beautiful creative being. And you know what? Thankfully, the world is becoming more and more accepting of that. Maybe I need to explore this part of me. You do some exploration, and maybe for some of you that's obvious already. So it's a beautiful, beautiful. I think the readings are just so powerful. And here in the conscious, or what you need to think about, look at this new vision, the Hanged Man with the 8 of Wands, this speaking up or showing up for yourself in a different way. So maybe you could even work with the Hanged Man here. But I love this because the Hanged Man here is upright. So whatever is going on, you are having a new vision, and it's right next to your mandrake. It's like honoring the divine feminine more in a very practical way, because it needs to translate into something that you're doing that's very masculine, and you need to hold on to that, right? It's like you're guided to do the, but you have not been honoring the beautiful, softer side enough, is what I'm feeling. And there's 2 8s again, the courage. Now, wasn't the Mandrake card about courage? This beautiful flowering, something that you thought was ugly, maybe even being the thing that shows itself as so beautiful. That thing that you weren't honoring. Wow. This thing that can flourish in whatever circumstances. And even could suggest that whatever this tough time has been, here you are still standing tall. And with the Emperor, you have the 7 of Cups, projections. Wow, how do you like that? It's almost like I don't need to say anything more. Masculine and feminine, right? So it's almost like your feminine has been saying, that's gorgeous. And your masculine has been looking at the shadow. Your feminine has been staring at the beauty of the masculine. You get me? Maybe I didn't say that, but I think you'll get me what I'm saying. So, oh, so beautiful. And then with the Ace of Swords, you have the Fool, new beginning. It's almost like sit with this, and a new beginning is ripe and ready to happen. Like this clarity comes, and then you are able to jump you are able to jump. And then with the High Priestess, you have the slowing down. This is the Knight of Coins. Slow and steady, slow and steady. That's what it's about. Slow and steady, opening up this, and I think it comes back to this this slow and steady embrace of the beautiful feminine within. And here, with the Seven of Cups, you have the star. So the moon, the sun, and the star have shown up for you. Wow. Wish fulfillment. But I feel this is also about, do things like play with the celestial, maybe do some meditation. So do the okay. So I was talking about doing the nature thing, sitting out in nature. That one exercise is so practical and functional, it's sitting out, listening to your senses, going from one to the other, right? Do that, but also do this other thing. Maybe this can be your nighttime activity, just doing this, going into your third eye, right? Sitting with the stars and seeing what messages they have. Or you could even go to bed just asking for guidance, like, what messages do you have for me about this? And just listening, And then you have in the outcome, you have the Son of Cups in reverse and flowering. Do you know, I feel like there might even be some kind of relationship here that is taboo in some way. And it's still taboo. It might be taboo in the world. And maybe whatever's going on here is guiding you towards that. Because it's like we are crumbling old structures. We are shifting stuff, and we shift by being brave or by taking steps. So perhaps there's something that's unconventional, even a relationship that's unconventional, that you are being guided towards. For some of you, it's simply allowing your masculine to take this form, the more childlike form, the listener form, the immature form, like I'm a knight, I'm here queen, and honoring the queen within you. Gosh, these are very powerful. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, group 2. I hope this has helped you, and I send you lots of love. If it has helped you, please won't you do the lovely thing and honor me by giving me a like and a comment, because it really helps my channel. Sometimes it looks like my channel just stays stuck, but I think there's some beauty here, and it will grow if you help me help it grow. And so I will leave it there, and I'll send you lots of love. Group 2, sorry. I'll chat with you again soon. Bye. Welcome back, group 3. This is your reading for the full moon in the sign of Scorpio, and you have the crown chakra and Jurgen Sacha, which is a number 22, transfiguration. This looks like heavy energy, because this is like the tower, right? But the readings have been so powerful so far, and your outcome card is the Ten of Swords, which suggests the worst being over. So whatever's going on, I feel like all the readings are talking about deep learning. Whatever's going on, there's been deep learning. It feels to me like you've been working hard on something, maybe even working against the grain on something, I'm going to spin this web, but it's you putting in the time, and maybe feeling like, like an outsider, like your light has been dimmed or something. I don't know, group 3. There is this heavy energy, but I just want to also point out that you have the crown chakra. This energy has led you within, and it's helping you find some aspect of yourself, dear hearts. Maybe heal something deep within, something that you've buried. The Seven of Coins talks about like steady steps forward, like patience as you move forward. And you have the Son of Wands here crossing that, which suggests, and it's in the upright, like, you know, with the snake there, it's like a rebirth. Kundalini awakening even, maybe, you know, with the seven chakras. Wow. And the crown chakra there. So whatever's been happening, it's been leading you steadily towards some beautiful insight, beautiful wisdom, beautiful connection with spirit, connection with the spirit within you, you know. So, yeah. What's going on around you is the Nine of Swords. So I feel here you've maybe been having sleepless nights, and that's the wounded warrior. But I feel like that's ending. Now, for some of you, I feel like you've been avoiding this guidance to go within and listen. And listen. Maybe for some of you, it's been work, and just not wanting to engage with whatever this pain is. So that's a guidance there. For others of you, there's a release of these burdensome times. And these burdensome times feel like they've been in the mind, you know, like just sleepless nights and worry, you know. But they are, look at this, you have 3 nines, almost like, that's powerful. It's like an ending, some ending of a cycle that's leading you to financial independence. Wow. Look at that. You have the Ace of Wands representing you in the reverse. I'm going to get a clarifier for this, because it's almost like feeling passionless, feeling like, I can't do this anymore, but you can. And it's almost like you are about to turn a corner. Well, you have a choice between doing this, burying your head in the sand, or doing this and saying, okay, it's time now to move, which requires bravery, right? The Knight of Wands is brave, you know. And then you have the Knight of Swords here as well, in the reverse, in your near future. Maybe you are needing to confront someone about something, and that's what you've been afraid about, and it might be something to do with finances, or like confront job, or something. There's something that needs to be spoken about. For some of you, it's confronting a loved one, a partner, about their behavior or whatever, maybe unfairness towards you. Like, I think it's related to love and finances. And here around you have the this is the Nine of Wands. Okay, yeah. This is you releasing burdens, dear hearts. Like maybe you've been carrying a lot, and now it's time for you to release that. It's almost like you are being guided not to, what is the saying? For the love of God, I can't think about this, but it's essentially about working smart, not hard. It's that, but there was another one. And it won't come to me. There's another 9. So there's really something coming to an end. The worst is over, and this 9 as well is in the reverse. You know, it's very close to the 10, which is the final, which, oh gosh, there, right? You're close to this final end, feeling of it's all finally over. But yeah, let's see. So beneath the deck, you have the 4 of Wands in the reverse. Maybe yours is also about being too proud to ask for help, or to confront and say, this is my right, this is my worth, you know. You have the Magician with the Hermit here. And this is such a beautiful Magician, just sitting and listening. And maybe you're not doing that. Both these cards are about listening. And maybe you're coming out of that. You are needing to move into a place of listening. Group 3. With the 7 of coins, you get sorrow in reverse, the 9 of swords in reverse. So to me, it feels like there's this, maybe you are doing the listening now, and it's leading to the release of these painful thoughts, and a lot of it is about thoughts, and you're willing to sit with whatever it is that you've have had to deal with it with. All the readings are asking us to sit with whatever is in very different ways, and yours is to sit with whatever this pain has been, this healing that you're needing to do. Don't run away from it, because I think you have been group 3. With the Son of Wands, you might be dealing with the Sag, because that's the also fire sign, but this is about finding some peace and harmony. It's beautiful. It's almost like you take that step, you listen to the guidance, you take a leap of faith, you speak up for yourself, you do the inner work, you confront this pain, you psych yourself up, and then you do the talking for yourself, whatever it's supposed to be, if it's about, and that leads to this feeling of calm and peace and patience and self-worth. Because when we show up for ourselves, that's one of the offshoots, right? And both these feel like experiencing cards, the 3 of Wands. This is almost saying, like, before you get to the 10 of Swords, before you get to the 10 of Wands, that like breaking point, you have to first experience, because that breaking point then helps shift, right? So it doesn't feel like it's been easy for you, group 3, but I do feel like the end is in sight. Look at this. This feels like the end in sight, right? And this is the 6 of Swords, which is about that transition. You've been carrying a burden, my dear hearts, and it's time for you to confront those things that you haven't wanted to confront, because it's time for you to move out of that now. And here with the completion, yes, it suggests that there's still something that needs to be worked through. And I think this is a 3 again. It's this looking at confronting the pain and embracing whatever those messages are, which the Ace of Wands is making me think of now, like these messages coming in that maybe you haven't been ready to listen to, and now it is time. And here's the 7 of Coins again showing up around you with the 9 of Swords. This patience. Don't rush. Don't be hasty, because the baby needs to, before it's better for the baby to have grown to full term, right? Before it's born. Don't push it out before it's time. In other words, don't neglect the healing, because there's so much value in that, and it prepares you for the next steps. Wow. And here you have the Son of Swords twice, the Knight of Swords twice in reverse. Okay, and that's in the near future, but it suggests that this bravery requires you to speak up, even if it's not easy, even if it requires a fight, dear hearts. Sometimes we have to do the uncomfortable things, And then with this is another 9, 18. It's 9, a moon. Listening within is helping unpack this independence. Listening to the messages, listening to the guidance helps you come to this independence, financial independence. It's almost like you have to take a risk on yourself. That's a feeling I'm getting, even if you are resistant to it, right? You have to go through the process, and I think that this Fool card in the reverse is suggesting that you don't have to rush it. Go through the process, do the listening, and when you are ready, then you need to take that next step of the confronting, or whatever it is. I'm going to draw you one more card from another deck, this deck here, dear group 3s, because you've got to look at that, the 10 of fire. And you know, the message that I get from the 10 of fire, it's close. This ending is close. This ending of the cycle is close. And even though it's been burdensome and heavy, look at the, almost like follow the trails, follow the lights, you know, from hopping from one, you know, like listening to the lessons. That whatever's been going on, it's helping raise your inner light, group 3. Okay, and I'm going to leave it there, group 3. And if this has read for you, if it's helped you in any way, please won't you comment, let me know. I really appreciate it, and it's good for my channel as well. If you let me know in the comments below, and if you like and share my channel with others, that's all that helps me grow my channel. And I send you lots of love, and I'll chat with you again soon. Bye.